It's time to set sail to a brand new era of gold, power, and perfection. Hello and welcome to the table, and today I'm going to be talking about all the cards that have been spoiled so far for High Seas. Probably going to be my favorite set of all time because, I love Part the Mistveil, but I love pirates more. And the first pirate that we're going to be talking about is Puffin Hightail, a pirate mechanologist hero. It's got Polly, the mechanologist parrot. It's got Puffin, which might just be the parrot, but we got the mechanologist pirate flying a freaking sky ship through the air. Gorgeous card, gorgeous art, but it's got 4 intellect, 40 health, and as an action, you can tap her, destroy a gold you control to create a golden cog token. Now, notably, this action does not have go again, so how do you get go again? Unless you want to end with this. Well, golden cogs have crank, so they enter with a steam counter. You can remove that steam counter to then get an action point back thanks to crank. Otherwise, at the start of your turn, you destroy it unless you remove a steam counter from it. So you can do it and do some stuff and do some things. And generally speaking, these things aren't very good. But they can allow you to kind of do some stuff. It does allow the engine to churn a little because what this deck is wanting to do, what Puffin here is wanting to do, is crank. And crank a lot. Because the second time you crank each turn, you draw a card. Now, notably, I don't think Puffin's going to be on people's radars that much, because, everybody wants to play Gravy, and, Marilyn looks pretty cool, too. Marilyn's my personal favorite. I love Gravy. I love Necromancers, but I think this is the one, Marilyn, that I'm likely going to build, unless Puffin gets some really cool cards. But Puffin, I don't think, is really going to be on people's radar, and I don't know why, because that second line, cranking is not a very good mechanic, but there are a lot of cards that can allow you to do that. Between bright lights, and I guarantee there's going to be a lot of ways to crank, golden cogs. Imagine they're going to be a pretty common thing for this set to be making thanks to Puffin here. But drawing a card the second time, every turn you crank, is a really powerful line of text. Because, giving decks extra fuel, I don't know, that can be pretty powerful. So Puffin here looks interesting. Plus, you gotta love Puffin because you got Polycranka. You got the Puffin Companion, the offhand ally that's perched. It can be equipped in addition to a two-handed weapon, like a pistol that pretty much every single mechanologist has as their weapon, their two-handed weapon. But it can't be attacked while it's equipped because of perched, and it has 1 life. But as an action, you can tap, banish Polycranka, return them to the arena under its owner's control, unequipped, tapped, and with a steam counter, and it has crank, so you can get that action point back using Polycranka's action ability, but it's another way to crank, which Puffin, again, is wanting to do. So Poly here seems really good. Plus, it's the parrot. It's the parrot with the eye patch, and it's got the little hat, and I don't know. I love Poly. Polycranka. Gotta love Poly. But then there is Golden Sky Warden, a 4-cost, 7-powered pirate mechanologist action attack. Pitches for 2, blocks for 2. Not great, doesn't look very good, but it has Galvanize. So when you defend with this, you may destroy an item you control, like a golden cog. And if you do, it gets +1 defense, and if a golden cog is destroyed this way, which likely you're going to, because, Puffin, likely going to make a lot of those, you create a gold token and repeat this process. Now, what does gold allow you to do again? It allows you to make golden cogs. Now, obviously, you can't, do an infinite engine of destroying the golden cogs, and then making gold, so then Puffin make another golden. You can't do that. But just allowing you to create 1, maybe multiple gold tokens, it could be decent. I don't know if this card's going to see play, but it's neat, in my opinion. It could be a cool engine piece, maybe in a certain Puffin deck. I don't know. But the mythic, the majestic, that I'm much more looking forward to for Puffin is Palantir Aeronaut. A 2-cost, 6 attack, 3 block, mechanologist action attack that says the defending hero must defend this with an equipment they control if able. Powerful stat line because, equipment, you want to keep those around for as long as you can a lot of the time, especially if you're playing a fridge like Dorinthia, or just like any warrior or any brute. I mean, you want to keep those things around for as long as you can. But Palantir, it forces your opponent to block with equipment. And I mean, that can screw them up in so many different ways. But in addition, thrice per turn, you can tap a cog you control, like a golden cog, to then give this thing +1 power. And if this is the third time you've activated this ability this turn, you destroy a defending card. So, you remember the equipment thing that I was just talking about? How that can screw with the opponent? Well, if it's got Battle Worn, and they can still block with it and use it more after you block with the Palantir or not, it's not too bad for your opponent. But with Palantir, if you got enough cogs lying around, if you've made enough golds potentially, and used those to cash them in to make golden cogs with Puffin, I don't know, Palantir, it can destroy an equipment. And maybe a very good piece of equipment. So who knows? This card seems really powerful to me, honestly. I think this is going to be one of the more powerful cards. And if a lot of decks are going to be, because these are not pirate mechanologists, like golden cogs are not exclusive to just Puffin. There are likely going to be just regular old mechanologist cards that can make golden cogs or allow you to make some kind of cog thing to maybe take advantage of the Palantir Aeronaut that is not technically a pirate mechanologist card. So I don't know, maybe this card can be played in decks even outside of Puffin. So there's that too. Then there's Sky Skimmer, 0 cost, 4 attack, 3 block. Good stat line. And as a once per turn instant, you can tap a cog you control to give this thing either +1 power or go again. Now if you could activate this multiple times in a turn, this card would be cracked. 0 cost, 5 attack, go again. If you tapped 2 of your cogs, seems busted to me, but unfortunately that's not the case. Still though, a 0 cost, 4 attack, go again, 3 block, in Mechanologist, I mean, that's good. That's been good for a long time, and I don't know. I like Sky Skimmer. It seems like a good card. But then, let's talk about Gravy. Gravy Bones, Shipwrecked Looter. People don't like Gravy Bones' name because it's corny. I like it. Davy Jones, Gravy Bones. It's the Necromancer. I like it. As an instant, you can tap him, destroy a gold you control, to then draw a card, then discard a card. You get the loot. And then, if a blue card has been pointed to your graveyard this turn, you may play cards with Watery Grave from your graveyard. This is a 4 intellect, 40 health pirate necromancer hero. So, Gravy here is wanting to have blues go into the bin to allow you to play cards with Watery Grave. Now, what's Watery Grave? We'll get to that in a sec. But first, we gotta talk about Compass of Sunken Depths. We have not gotten a weapon for Puffin or Gravy yet, but this is something that we've gotten for Gravy that looks quite interesting, in my opinion. As an instant, you can tap it, look at the top card of your deck, potentially a pretty good card, you know, to kind of see, like, what you're working with on the top with Gravy. It's like, maybe you want to draw into something, or maybe, you know, okay, that's something I can discard to with Gravy, so let's use him. Destroy one of my golds, draw a card, discard a card, and then boom, just put it right into the bin by making sure, yeah. I don't know, seems interesting. And the first card with Watery Grave you play from your graveyard each turn gets Go Again. Which is like, okay, I mean, do Watery Grave cards not have Go Again? Well, they don't. Because Chum, Friendly First Mate, and every other Watery Grave ally is an action that does not have Go Again. And Compass here gives the first one you play each turn. If you have a blue in your bin, using Gravy's ability, can give him Go Again. So Chum here is a 2-pitch, 4-cost ally, Pirate Necromancer ally action, with 4 power, 6 life, and an action to tap and attack with him, or an instant speed ability to tap and discard a card with Watery Grave, and until the end of turn, your opponents must attack this card, Chum, if able. So Chum is a very friendly first mate because he's keeping you alive longer. Plus he can attack for some damage, so that can be helpful too. But Watery Grave, what does that mean? Well, when this card is put into a graveyard from the arena, you turn face down. So basically, you can't do anything with Watery Grave cards because cards turned face down in Flesh and Blood basically are non-existent. But with Gravy Bones, if a blue has been put into the bin, you get basically access to a mini hand of cards like the Watery Grave cards, and maybe be able to play them and do some shenaniganry with them. But then there's Chart the High Seas, a 0-cost 3-pitch Necromancer action. Blocks for 3, it's got Go again, and it says, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You may pitch a blue card from on them, and put the rest into your graveyard. If a gold, or you create a gold for each yellow card put into the graveyard this way. So, if blues go into the bin, you can play watery grave cards with gravy. But you also want to make some golds, so if yellows go into the bin, you can make some golds to then do some whole looting with gravy, so that's cool. Plus, you get a little peek, and maybe you can pitch some stuff, because, I mean, considering what some of these allies can cost, like Shem here, they can cost a pretty penny, and allowing you to get a little extra pitch off of Chart the High Seas, I don't know, it seems good to me. It can basically be a 3-pitch that also allows you to kind of get a little peek of what's going on. It can effectively pitch for 3 and pitch something into the bin to allow you to get back with gravy. Get something back with gravy. So, I don't know. Seems good to me. Seems good to me. Plus, it can make some golds if you don't need watery grave stuff. So, there's that too. But then there's Board the Ship, a 2-cost, 6-attack, 3-block Pirate Necromancer attack action, pitches for 1. Says when this attacks, you may tap an ally you control, and it gets overpower. Seems fun, I guess. Power Faster, same thing, kind of. It's a similar card. It's a 0-cost, 4-attack, 3-block Pirate Necromancer attack action that pitches for 1. And when it attacks, you may tap an ally you control to give it go again. Seems decent. But then there is Hoist 'em Up, a 4-block Pirate Necromancer block. Pitches for 1. When it defends, you may tap an ally you control to give it +1 defense. So, I don't know how good these cards are. I mean, out of these 3 cards, Hoist 'em Up seems the best, because it seems like the deck's wanting to play a lot of allies, and then play a ton of cards that just dump stuff into the bin. Hoist 'em Up seems like a good defensive card, because Gravy seems like a more mid-rangey deck. Board the Ship, Paddle Faster seem better for limited, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But then, one more card that I do want to talk about. Technically, it's not, like, unknown set number, but it is a Pirate Necromancer card. It is a Gravy Bones card. Rigor Mortis, a 2-pitch, 1-cost Pirate Necromancer action ally. It has 6 power, but it only has 1 health. But as an action, you can pay a resource, tap, and attack with Rigor Mortis. And it's got Watery Grave, of course. But Rigor Mortis here, I mean, he is a threat. The opponent's just like, unless they are an assassin or a ninja or Thane, like unless they have a little tiny dagger to throw at Rigor Mortis, this guy is going to be annoying for your opponent to get rid of. Because, I mean, they only have to send 1 damage into him. So they might have to throw like a 3-powered attack into Rigor Mortis to get rid of him. Because the threat of 6 damage for 1 single resource, I mean, that's a threat. That is a threat. And considering that you can replay this over and over and over again with Gravy, because, I mean, it's not like cards with Watery Grave, once they go into the bin, they get banished forever. Gravy Bones, you can just play, replay. Watery Grave cards over and over and over again, which seems pretty good with Rigor Mortis. All I need to just repeatedly, like, you gotta deal with it, you gotta deal with it, you gotta deal with it. It seems like a good way to slow down the opponents, which Gravy seems like he's wanting to do. He's wanting to build up a lot of, like, just stuff to abuse, and then eventually just blah. Just dump it all. Just do all the crap. But then, there's Marilyn, Treasure Hunter. It is a Pirate Ranger hero. Looks super fun to me. It's got 40 health, 4 intellect. As an action, you can tap her, destroy a gold you control, and create a Goldfin Harpoon in your hand, and the action has go again. But Goldfin Harpoon is a new token, costs nothing, it attacks for 2. It's a Pirate Ranger action attack. It's an arrow action attack. But if it would be put into your graveyard, instead you just remove it from the game. But Marilyn's like, hey, you can make these little tiny harpoons and maybe get some value out of them. How are you going to get them into your arsenal, you may ask? Well, whenever you draw a card during your action phase, you may put an arrow from your hand face up into your arsenal. Which is pretty good, considering you can make these little attacks, then use Marilyn, and if you've drawn a card, chuck them into the arsenal, and then just attack. Something else you might think, well, it's only 2 power. I mean, that's not that much. Hammerhead here, Marilyn's weapon, a harpoon cannon, it can do some work. As an action, you can spend 4 resources, tap it, and then your next arrow attack gets +4 power. And if it's a harpoon, if it has harpoon in its name, it gets overpower. And obviously, this action is go again. So that's good. It can only be used by pirate rangers, but I mean, the fact that it's a harpoon cannon, you can load a harpoon into the cannon with Marilyn, and then just shoot it like a lightning bolt cannon, just right into your opponent's dome. I mean, this can be a 6-powered overpower thing for like 4 resources, and you can spend another 2 resources to maybe play something like a big game trophy in order to draw the card that you need in order to use Marilyn to put the Goldfin Harpoon into the arsenal. What does big game trophy shot do? Well, it's a 2-cost, 2-pitch, 3-block Pirate Ranger action. Go again. Says your next arrow attack this turn gets +4 power, like a Goldfin Harpoon. And if it has Harpoon in its name, like Goldfin Harpoon, it gets this on a hit that says you create a gold. So that's neat. You get to do a little bit of looting. You get to get a little bit of a buff. You get to get a little bit of gold creation. And also golds can just draw cards. You can pitch 2 resources, draw a card with a gold token. So there's that too. Potentially, if you're hitting with the big game trophy, it can be easier to draw cards later. You can just pitch 2. Well, you can pitch a blue, have 1 resource flowing, pitch another blue, use the hammerhead, and then just do Marilyn, Goldfin Harpoon shenaniganry. Just like, you can use Goldfin Harpoon, just send that for 6 or 10 damage if it's the big game trophy shot that you're using to just buff it. I don't know. This thing can do work, and it's just a 0-cost 2 attack, which is nuts to me. It can be potentially 6, maybe 10 damage being thrown around with on hits and overpower. But there's some, obviously, better attacks that you can use in Marilyn. Like these little Go Fish cards. The King Kraken Harpoon and the King Shark Harpoon, which are horrifying. But anyways, King Kraken Harpoon. What does King Kraken Harpoon do? Well, first off, border, sick, love it. It pitches for 2. No, it does not pitch for 2. It pitches for 1. It costs 2. It attacks for 6, and it blocks for 3. So decent, but it's an arrow, so it's got to be in the arsenal in order to attack with it. But still, it has this new keyword, Go Fish. So when this hits a hero, they may choose and reveal a card from their hand, and if it's a non-attack action card, they discard it, and you create a gold token. If you've activated a cannon this turn, then you instead get to look at your opponent's hand and choose the card. So you make them discard whatever you want. If it just so happens to be a non-attack action, it's a gold. Obviously, you can only do this if you activated the hammerhead, but still, this could be, potentially, if it's already in the arsenal, you can pitch a blue, activate the hammerhead. Pitch another blue, play the King Kraken Harpoon. For 6 resources, you're attacking for 10. Yep, discard a card from your opponent's hand of your choosing. And oh, by the way, this thing has overpower, so it's likely going to be hitting. And depending on what you're making them discard, you might make another gold to make it easier to load in your next giant monster harpoon that's going to hit the opponent's face for a ton of damage. So that's cool. Also, there's King Shark Harpoon, which is very similar. It's also a 2-cost, 6-powered, 3-block, pitches for 1, Pirate Ranger arrow attack action with Go Fish. When this hits a hero, they choose and reveal a card from their hand. If it's an attack action card, they discard it, and you create a gold token. If you've activated a cannon this turn, you get to look and choose the card from their hand instead. So it's the same thing as the King Kraken Harpoon, except if it's an attack action, you get the gold instead of a non-attack action. Honestly, in my opinion, King Shark Harpoon is a little bit better because the meta is a lot more focused. You know, there's Aurora, that little turd running around. So, I mean, I feel like King Shark Harpoon is going to be a little bit better because there are a lot of attack actions. Not sure Aurora has non-attack actions too because she's a Runeblade, but I don't know. These are both really good. I like King Shark Harpoon a little bit better. One, because I like sharks more than krakens. I don't like the million arms going everywhere. But, I mean, they're both really good, is what I'm trying to say. They're both really powerful cards. But anyways, then we got Red Spine Manta, a new ranger weapon, a bow, 2-handed weapon. As an action, you can tap it, put an arrow card from your hand face up into your arsenal. Cool. I mean, I like Hammerhead more because, you know, it's a harpoon cannon. I mean, that's got to be one of the coolest things in the world, right? Just, like, you just got a harpoon cannon in your hand. You're shooting it in the freaking face of a king shark or a king kraken, and then just, I don't know, really cool to me. I like Marilyn. Seems really cool because I love fishing, and it's like the Omega fishing, like, demon is what Marilyn is, effectively. It's like, let's go out, let's go fishing, and then just bring in the kraken. Just haul in a kraken, sell it off, make all the gold and money that we'll ever need, and then just keep going out and catching the biggest monsters the world can ever think of. But anyways, then there's some equipment. There's gold baited hook, a pirate equipment arm piece, blocks for 1 battle worn, so legendary, obviously. Well, I mean, you'll see why it's obvious in a second. But anyways, as an action, you can tap it. Say your next pirate attack this turn gets this little on hit of getting to steal a gold token from your opponent. Otherwise, if they don't have a gold, you make a gold. And at the beginning of your end phase, if you haven't created or stolen a gold this turn, then you destroy this. So basically, you're really wanting the thing to hit if you're using the action of gold baited hook. And if it doesn't, well, that's going to really suck for you. So you're betting a little bit, but I mean, you know, just allowing you to get a little on hit of gold creation in, you know, the world of piratedom, which cares a lot about golds. I mean, every single hero. Use this, destroy a gold. Oh, I get a cool effect. Oh, I get a cool effect. Oh, I get a cool effect. All these heroes care about destroying golds with their abilities to get cool effects. And I guarantee there are going to be some cards that care about you destroying golds. Pirate cards are going to care about you destroying gold to get cool effects. So, gold baited hook, I can see it being a pretty powerful card, and likely pretty expensive too. Plus it blocks for a little bit, so I mean, that's pretty good for you too. Something that you would really want to get your opponent's block with a Palantir Aeronaut if you're playing Puffin. But then there's pegleg, a 1 block blade break pirate equipment leg piece that as an action you can pitch 3 resources, destroy it, and give your next attack this turn go again. So that's cool. I mean, it's not Snapdragon Scalers, but I mean, it's a cool limited card. I can see it being good in limited, especially considering some cards really care about there being multiple blues in the pitch zone. Like, Marilyn's always going to have pretty much 2 blues in the pitch zone to really take advantage of the hammerhead. But speaking of multiple blues mattering in the pitch zone, Conqueror of the High Seas, a 4-cost, 7-powered, 3-block, 1 pitch, pirate attack action that says when this hits a hero, you destroy all cards in their arsenal. Oh, well, that's a good stat line. Then you create a gold token for each card destroyed this way. So, always going to be 1 gold, if the opponent obviously has a card in their arsenal. If they're a ranger with the headpiece I can never remember the name of, that allows them to basically have 2 arsenals, then you can make 2 golds, which is pretty cool as well. But it also has this new keyword, High Tide, that reads, if there are 2 or more blue cards in your pitch zone, gets +1 power, and go again. So you can send this in for 4, potentially, or for 4 resources, you can send this in for 7, maybe get some on hits and gold creations. But if there are 2 blues in your pitch zone, then this is coming in for 8, go again, maybe making some golds. This card to me seems amazing in Marilyn because this is some good disruption. It doesn't need to be loaded into the arsenal. You can get some good power creation, whatever buffs. And then what you can do is you attack with this for 8, go again, it hits, you make a gold, you use Marilyn, you create a Goldfin Harpoon, destroying that gold that you just created. Let's say that you somehow spend 2 resources. I don't know how you would do that. And then you draw a card, load that Goldfin Harpoon into the Goldfin Harpoon into your arsenal, come in for 6, and maybe make another gold thanks to the big game trophy shot. And all of a sudden, you're coming in for, 8 plus 6, 14 damage. That's pretty good. I don't know. I feel like Conqueror of the High Seas is going to be really good in Marilyn. Just shot in the dark. I don't know how good it's going to be in other decks. Honestly, I could see this being good in Gravy. I'm not sure about Puffin. I could see it being good in Gravy because this is more of like a mid-rangey card. And Gravy seems like a good mid-ranging deck. I mean, I could see it being more aggressive, slanted in Marilyn, but I don't know. Could be good in 2 of the decks. I don't think it's going to be good in Puffin, but maybe that's just me. But then there's Sunken Treasure. So a 3 pitch, 3 block, pirate block. And when it defends, you may turn a card in your graveyard face down, and if it's a yellow card, you create a gold token. I mean, I've already said many, many times that creating golds is powerful, and this could potentially do that and block for 3, and I mean, if you don't want to block with it, you can pitch it for 3, so seems decent. Is it Majestic worthy? Probably not, but I mean, likely I'm underestimating this card because, I mean, blues that can be utilized in several different ways are usually really good, especially if they're more universal. Like Sunken Treasure is, it could be played in every pirate deck, and I could see it as being a potentially playable card in every single one of the pirate decks. But who knows? Who knows? But then there's Diamond Amulet, a generic item. Does not have Go Again, but it is a Majestic that pitches for 3, costs nothing, and it has a pretty powerful instant speed ability to destroy itself, getting an action point. So it, in a sense, could have Go Again, and it's a legendary Watery of the Grave card. Legend of the Watery Grave card. So you can only have one of it in your deck if it's a constructed deck, not a limited deck, essentially. And when it's put into a graveyard from the arena, you turn it face down. So I don't know exactly. I mean, I could see you racking up a couple. No, that wouldn't work because you can only have one. I mean, maybe you play this on one turn in a Gravy Bones deck, and then, like, the next turn you didn't use Diamond Amulet's instant speed ability, and you get 2 action points, and you can attack with multiple, like, allies. I don't really see how this card is going to be that playable or useful, because it also doesn't block for anything, which is really bad, especially in a more mid-rangey deck like Gravy Bones. I mean, I imagine you're wanting a lot of your cards to block since your allies already can't block. So, I don't know. Doesn't seem like Diamond Amulet is very good, but maybe that's just me. Then there's Flying High, a 0-cost generic action with Go Again, blocks for 2, pitches for 1. And it reads your next attack this turn gets Go Again, and if it's a red card, it gets +1 power. There's also a yellow and blue version of it that do the same thing, except it gets a buff if it's a blue card or a yellow card, depending on the color of Flying High. It's decent. I mean, there aren't a ton of cards. I don't think there's anything with natural Go Again in this set, actually. And there's some cards that can get Go Again, like Sky Skimmer could potentially get Go Again. Conqueror the High Seas could potentially get Go Again. But nothing, well, okay, Paddlefaster can also potentially get Go Again. But nothing has natural Go Again, so Flying High I could definitely see being a useful card in a limited setting. Beyond that, I don't really think it's going to be played, which sucks because it is a rare and that can be a feels bad. But you do get 2 rares in every single pack, so if you get one of these, you could have a shot to get another good rare. So there is that. But then, some tokens, a gold token, and a new art. It's a treasure chest. Honestly, of every single gold that has ever been printed, this is the only one I'm going to use moving forward. I want as many of these as possible because, man, this thing looks so cool. I mean, it's just a generic looking token, not even in the Marvel art, but is still pretty to me. It's on a little pirate cove, tons of gold doubloons lying about, just a worn old pirate chest, some rocky cliffs in the background, a bright blue sky, cloudy sky, partially cloudy sky, sunny day on the beach, and just a big old pirate chest, barely opened with a pirate skull on it, and just a good skull, like, chain on. I love it. It looks so cool. I love it so much. Then there is Gold Kiss Rum, which I have not seen anything that, like, I don't know. This card seems really good to me. I haven't seen any way to make this, but it seems decent. I feel like pirate cards, there are going to be many pirate cards in this set that make this, but this seems good because I said earlier that Go Again is not very common. Nothing has natural Go Again. Some stuff can get Go Again, but this card seems pretty interesting. Gold Kiss Rum is a token that as an instant speed ability, you can tap it, tap your hero, destroy the Gold Kiss Rum token, and then say your next action this turn gets Go Again, and your hero cannot untap this turn unless they're a pirate. So I assume the way that tapping works in this game is that everything untaps. Oh, that would make sense. Because I was thinking earlier when I was reading all these cards, why is Chum very good? Because you can only attack with him during your turn, or use his instant speed ability to make him a target, put a target on his back, and basically, like, redirect all your opponent's attacks to him for a turn. But that makes a lot more sense. If everything, you tap all your stuff during your turn, then it untaps at the end of your turn, that would also make some of these effects way more powerful. Not Puffin, because Puffin and Marilyn are not instant speed abilities, but Gravy Bones you can use multiple times. Chum you can use the action to attack with, and then during your opponent's turn, instant speed ability. I could see that. If I'm wrong, correct me down in the comments below. But Gold Kiss Rum says your hero can't untap this turn unless they're a pirate. So, seems like a solid thing in Limited, especially because, you know, Go Again, not a common thing. And this can give Go Again, which is a powerful thing, allowing you to do more stuff. It's a powerful thing, especially in Limited. So, Gold Kiss Rum, powerful card. Token, potentially, in Limited. Then there's Treasure Island, another limited card. It's a new macro. It's a new landmark. Treasure Island says the first time a hero is attacked each turn, you put a gold counter on it. And whenever you or an ally you control deals damage to an opposing hero, you may remove that many gold counters from this, then create that many gold tokens, or create a number of gold tokens equal to the number of counters removed this way. Notably, this does not get destroyed when you do that. Also, the art is incredible because it's an island, beautiful island, shimmering golden because of all the loot, unfound, unclaimed loot of gold, the balloons, and it looks really pretty. But, I mean, this thing, allowing it to be used multiple times in the game to create gold tokens repeatedly over and over again throughout many, many turns. I don't know, Treasure Island seems like a decent card in Limited. Allowing you to make more goals, allowing you to use your hero's effects more often to allow your deck to work that much better in Limited, make the Limited environment that much more fun. And I mean, if you're not playing Limited, you can just, when you're opening a pack, just stare and admire the art for a minute. But anyways, with all that aside, hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, it's completely free, your own grades. Can't wait to talk about more High Seas cards in the future moving forward. And with all that aside, see you next time, everybody. Enjoy.